Hey, YouTube family and GN subs, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to talk about what you need to do after you get your green card to qualify for citizenship and to avoid that application and interview being denied. These are 10 tips, folks, that you're not going to get anywhere else. You're going to get them here. You're going to get them from me. So let's get at it. First and most common reason they're denying citizenship applications, certainly today at the citizenship interview, is fraud. So what they're going to do is they're going to go back to your green card application, whether or not it was through employment or family, and they are going to try to find out if you lied to the government. Now, when I'm the attorney, what I do is, let's take, for example, you were married 20 years ago, you got the green card 20 years ago, now you are in the citizenship interview. I will limit the questions to citizenship in the last 5 years because, in my opinion, that's all that's relevant. They'll try to go back and poke holes. You're not going to remember a lot about your relationship 20 years ago. They will try to do that. It will make your case messy. They can deny it. It then goes to removal proceedings, and you spend a lot of money protecting yourself. Second most common reason, time out of the U.S. So after you get your green card, you have to wait to become a citizen, in most cases, 5 years, right? You need to be physically present in the U.S. 1/2 of the time. So 2.5 years. Again, a lot of people don't know that. They're in the interview and they've been out 3 years, back and forth, but out 3 years. That disqualifies you. Your case will be denied. Number 3, taxes, people. Got to pay the piper when you're here on a green card. They're going to look to make sure that you've paid your taxes. Failure to pay taxes, denial straight up of your citizenship application. So got to pay those taxes. By the way, if you're late on taxes and you have an agreement with the government to pay those taxes with IRS, that's okay. You can show the officer, you'll still be approved. So that is a tip too as well. As long as you're making arrangements to pay your taxes, you're good. 4, this is a biggie, child support. You have kids, you're divorced, there's a child custody, a child support determination. You need to show that you've been paying your child support payments. Very important. By the way, when you're a citizen of the U.S. Let's say I was born here and I don't pay my child support, you can't renew your U.S. passport. So that's a big deal to immigration and the U.S., okay? All right, number 5, halfway there. Once you get your green card, you need to register for the Selective Service, okay? What that is in the U.S., you have to register if there's a draft and they have your information, right? Draft for the Army. But it's a voluntary Army in the U.S., Registering for the Selective Service doesn't mean you're registering for the Army. If you're between 18 and 25 years old, you need to have registered for the Selective Service. They will deny your citizenship application if you have not. If you haven't, let's say now you're 27 years old and you can't register for the Selective Service system, well, the deal is you have to wait until you're 31 years old to qualify and to apply for U.S. citizenship. Number 6, crimes. If you have been convicted of a crime that may render you inadmissible, they may deny your application for citizenship. You have to be clean for the last 5 years. If you have a crime outside the stat period, we'll talk about this a little later. Immigration has the discretion. They can still deny your citizenship application. So crimes are a no-go. If you have a crime within 5 years of getting your green card, I would certainly consult with an attorney before I apply for citizenship because, again, they could deny it. You could find yourself in court, all right? Number 7, proficiency in English. What is that? So a lot of people don't know this. You have to read at a 3rd grade level. You have to speak at a 3rd grade level. It's not so onerous. I mean, as long as you can articulate and answer questions with regard to the application, right? I would review the application itself, and obviously the civics test, citizenship questions, we'll get to that. But proficiency in English, you need to speak English. So if your English is not so good after you get the green card, you got to start studying, okay? You got to start taking English classes, all right? So that by the time you're eligible for citizenship, you can pass. All right, number 8, the civics test. That is one where, again, you have 10 questions. You have to get 6 of 10 correct. They're not that hard. You got to just study. You start reading up. Again, if you're not proficient in English, then you're a little nervous about this test. After you get your green card, go to class, start studying so that you're ready. In 5 years, you got 5 years to take care of this stuff and be ready for your citizenship test. All right, number 9, let's say you've had your green card for 15 years. They're only good for 10 years. It's expired and you haven't renewed it. Now you want to file for citizenship. They can deny your application for not renewing your green card. So make sure you don't let it expire. Renew that green card. All right, number 10, the most important one. Folks, this is so important. Be nice to the officer. That officer has tremendous discretion to say no. Let's say, for example, you have a crime that you committed 25 years ago. It's not a problem now. Let's say you went in front of the immigration judge. They granted your, relief in terms of a waiver. So now basically you have a green card. You could travel. You could do everything. That officer can still deny your case based upon that bad act that occurred 25 years ago. And usually I see this in the context of those who are not being nice to the officer. And the officer goes, okay, you got a bad act back then. I'm denying in terms of discretion. Nothing you can do in terms of appeal. You just have to file a new application and get it done. So, hey, little word of advice, be nice, folks. Be nice. Thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like and subscribe, ring the notification bell, and you'll get notification of my content that's coming weekly. And subscribe. Subscribers, they pose questions in the comments. I answer those questions. All right, folks, and you can get me at hrg@graylaw.com. Take care. Have a good week.